And for Off the Block, I'm Vanny Lopes, and we are now joined by the new head coach of the Cal Baptist men volleyball team, Derek Schmitt, as he takes over the program. And Coach, you've now been on the job for a couple weeks. What is it like to be the head coach at Cal Baptist?
Well, it's a pretty exciting opportunity for me, and thankful that I've been given this opportunity, and just really trying to get things in order and everything, and working on, big part of that is, filling the assistant coach spot. So I've been working on that, and trying to keep up with recruiting with big tournaments going on, and boys nationals next week. So just trying to kind of put it all together and keep this thing going, and excited about the group we got coming back and the recruits we have coming in the fall. So looking forward to my first season as head coach.
And, for you and your coaching career, 2 years ago, you led a team in the Conference Carolinas, the NCAA tournament, and then this past year, you were an assistant coach, at Cal Baptist. What have you learned as a coach, really, your last 2 seasons?
Well, they've obviously been 2 very different seasons. One of the things I also learned is just how tough the MPSF is, and just night in and night out, you're just playing against top quality teams that we saw a few times during the season at Erskine, and obviously at the NCAA tournament when we lost to Stanford in the play-in match. But you've really got to be prepared for every match. There's no gimmies, no easy ones. You're out there, and you got to go out there and play your best and execute. So I mean, that's obviously one thing I've learned, and a big part of that is recruiting and just the importance of really trying to find the best players. And we're competing with a lot of top programs out here, and so, but that's not going to be an excuse I'll ever use. It's my job and the coaching staff's job to get the best players that we can that's going to compete night in and night out in this tough conference.
Yeah, and talking about the recruiting aspect, because you are going up against, some big-time schools, USC, UCLA. So, what is kind of the sales pitch that you give to recruits to get them to come to Cal Baptist, which, is a great school?
Yeah, I think there's, a couple different things. It's if we're going after guys that are outside of California, then we can, obviously sell SoCal. As one of the big things there and a draw there. And, we do have some guys coming in from different parts of the country this year. And so I think that's a big thing. When you got California kids, we can't really sell that because, they may already be in SoCal and that's where everybody else is. So, but, that's a draw. And that's just about what Cal Baptist is. And, I was impressed when I came here and interviewed last year just at the level of excellence across the board, from how the campus looks and the buildings and the landscaping to the academics to the overall athletics, being one of the top Division II programs in the country from all their sports. So it's just a really great place. Obviously, we sell the fact that we're a Christian university. We don't hide behind that. And so with that, we definitely are proud of that and what we represent there. So I think it's the complete package there of those things.
And talking about recruiting, especially when Cal Baptist was NAIA, there was a lot of international recruiting that you guys were able to do, bring in players. Is that something that you as a coach may want to continue to look into, trying to get some international players to come in, or are you primarily looking domestically?
We'll always look at that. I think the challenge there is just, with being limited to the 4.5 scholarships, and a lot of times, international students need a big chunk for them to come because they don't get any other aid from the federal government. That I think it makes it tough to really be able to do that here. And so, we'll always take a look. We've got a middle from Spain, and so we will always explore that because there are good players globally. But I think there's a lot of talent right here in the United States, as we've seen from the high level play that's been played by a lot of these programs that are made up of kids from California, made up from kids from the Midwest, and so I think there's still plenty of guys out there for us to get, but always got to keep an eye on the international scene.
Yeah. And last season you had a really young team. You got lots of players returning. Who do you think are maybe a couple players that could really have a breakthrough season in 2016?
I think it could be whether it's returners or whether it is new guys coming in. We feel real good about the new guys coming in. our middle Enrique De Diego Garcia was having a big season until he got hurt mid-year, and then never didn't quite get it back. Had some good matches, but I think he really could put a full season together. The center position will be real interesting. We've got 3 centers on the roster, and 2 from last year, Zach Melcher, who started the entire season, and then Arturo Iglesias from Puerto Rico, who redshirted last year. So I think there's going to be some definite competition at the center position between the 3 of them, which is exciting. And I think we've got a lot of young guys coming in. I think we're going to push our returners. We're returning 12, and we got 8 new guys coming in. So I think there's going to be a lot of competition at all positions, and I think we're at a spot after the last year, and even probably the last couple of years, where all positions are for grabs. I don't think anybody is coming back with anything assured, and that's, I think, going to make for a very competitive fall, which will be exciting.
Yeah. And do you feel that this is a team that could compete for a spot in the MPSF tournament in 2016?
2016 is going to be tough. It would be great, and we're going to go for that. But UCLA got an NF8 spot, and they had 7 more wins than us. So you got to figure we've got to find 7, 8 wins, and we're going to be as young as we were last year. I think we're going to be even younger. And just with the guys from last year that were freshmen, and then 8 guys coming in here this year, that we definitely want to see improvement, and we want to be more competitive in the conference and start to kind of climb in the wins column. And if we can make that kind of progress in 1 year, awesome. But I think that we recognize, and I know I recognize, and part of my pitch when I was being interviewed for the position, that it's going to take some time, and but we do want to get better. And hopefully, we'll see improvement there. And I would like to think within 2 years we can get there. But we'll see how 2016 plays out.
And final question for me, Coach. A lot of people may not have seen your coaching style. How would you describe, the type of coach that you are to just the average volleyball fan out there?
I think I'm able to motivate my players, and I think that's what I've been able to do well in all my different spots. And I've had pretty good success at turning programs around. From I've taken on jobs where teams have been at 30% winning percentage, and in 2 years we got into 20 wins, and that's going to be a real challenge for that kind of turnaround here. But I think I'm able to get a lot out of the players. Just whether it's just how they're trained, how they're motivated, strategy going into matches, overall feel of the program. I think I'm a little bit more on the laid back side. I'm not a screamer yeller. I do it when it's necessary, but I think I'm able to usually push the right buttons at the right times. But again, it still really comes down to recruiting, I think, and I think I did well for recruiting for Erskine, and that's why we were able to be so successful in just 2 years. And hopefully my first recruiting class here at California Baptist, along with our returners, will get us going in the right direction moving forward.